are unbelievably savage on this show.
Yeah, I'm getting worse on mine too, Sean. I've had it.
That's what people were saying. People in the live chat were like, Rich was on fire today. He was on fire today.
I've had it with a few groups of people. One of them is the one you just brought up. They're so incredibly stupid. The GOP consultant class, the so-called other pollsters, the professionals, all right, the ad makers, the GCs, they're all a bunch of cowards and they're really stupid. All right. They're dumb. Every 4 years, they get duped by the same thing over and over again. If you are a Republican right now, you should be hoping and praying that Democrats believe their own BS and start pumping millions and millions of dollars in the state of Florida. I remember 2020 and 2016 like it was yesterday. There was a difference, however, between the two of them. I didn't know Steve Bannon that well. I just knew of him. He knew of me, and he knew I was polling. And he would talk to me basically through Larry Schweikert. And because him and Larry would talk. And I remember Larry coming to me like, hey, what do you think? I mean, Bannon thinks they got to go back to Florida, this, that, the other thing. And I'm like, man, I'm polling a different race. I don't know what to tell you. You can go back and waste time and waste money in Florida. I think you need to take your ass to Minnesota right now because that state's really close. And it just needs a little shove, The only one who believed me, or believed it, not even me, just believed it, was Steve. The rest of the president's team was hyperventilating on a daily basis, acting like a bunch of corny cornballs, little babies, little Marys, little sissies, like have another latte with Beluba, whatever that other bullshit is. He's obviously not learned that he doesn't really need any of these people. He is his own best political advisor when it comes to the pulse of the electorate and what they want to hear and what he, they were duped into thinking Iowa and Ohio were close. Did you not see the headline the other day? We're back to it again. Internal polls show that Ohio is the president's below 50.
Yeah,
the president was always below 50 in Ohio. And then guess what? He wins it by 10 points. How many times are you going to fall for this? North Carolina is not going to Kamala Harris. Florida will be an even bigger margin. If you want to believe the Miami poll where Dade is suddenly Harris plus 17, whatever, dude, it's your waste of your money. But how many times do you have to be duped by the same dumbass schmucks over and over and over? They didn't even see those Venezuelans coming in 2020. They had no clue. You got to watch Nate Cohen, Nate Silver, like, I just don't understand how his approval rating is so high. It's in the mid-40s. Yeah, but you don't have good data and you don't see 50,000 Venezuelans registering to vote and they love Trump and they're voting 75-25 for him. These people, but the right falls for it every time. If you believe that Kamala Harris, if you believe Quinnipiac and then Kamala Harris is up 10 points in Pennsylvania, you're a dumbass schmuck. I don't know what else I could tell you. And it's like I'm doing this every year, Sean. Every year. It's the same
Rich,
thing.
I had to tell people
dead because he's the only one who had half a brain.
I had to tell people like over the last week, there is not a universe where Kamala is up by 10 in Pennsylvania.
Bro,
it is just not ever going to happen.
Never.
And you're right. It is the same thing. It's like I try to
same people push it. Same
and I try to explain
Monmouth, New York Times.
You look at everything that's happened over the last couple of months, unprecedented stuff, an assassination attempt, shanking Biden, getting him out of the race. Yeah. It's a very, very tumultuous time. And I would actually say this as well. I am very, very, very concerned. And I texted you about this the other day that we are on the cusp of really, truly losing our country. And that's not hyperbole. I mean it. And the reason for that is you have half the country. Well, probably not half, but people in the Democrat Party that are just totally fine with these elites in their party selecting somebody and cutting out the will of the people. And if that cancer, if that anti-democratic cancer metastasizes beyond the Democrat Party and spreads into other things, while simultaneously you have the legislative branch and the House of Representatives ceding legislative authority to the executive branch through these institutions like the Department of Education, like the IRS, like the Department of Homeland Security. The list goes on, of the Environmental Protection Agency. All of these are cabinet level positions that report that are direct reports to the president. Well, now all of a sudden, the actual voice of the people in Washington has been greatly diminished, while at the same time, we have at least one major political party that is just doing away with elections altogether.
Yeah.
This is a cocktail of shit. And I'm telling you, there is a very real possibility that if, and this is a big if Kamala wins, I struggle to see how this country survives when you add to that the economic devastation that the Biden-Harris administration has wrought, the fact that illegal aliens are invading our country at a clip that we've never seen before in American history. Obviously, that exasperates economic issues that we have here. I mean, it's just like the list goes on and on. Weakness all around the world. It's hard to see how our country really survives another 4 years of this. And I mean it. And I'm not trying to doom and gloom here. I'm really not, because I do think Trump is going to win. But I'm just saying there's a lot of things that are happening right now that if half the country doesn't wake up, by the time they do, it could be too late.
Whether you live at the beach, are going to one, or just want to imagine yourself there, Red Beach Nation has the comfy, patriotic apparel for the occasion. Founded by a former counterterrorism officer and war veteran of both the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, Red Beach Nation is committed to upholding the American values and principles that we all hold so dear. So grab your swag and rep the nation. Visit redbeachnation.com and use the promo code on your screen to save 10% off. Again, that's redbeachnation.com.